Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching Business Morning on Channels Television, and we're still talking about revenue generating strategies for SMEs. And I still have here with me Mr. Bayo Ogunisi. He's the Group Head SME Heritage Bank, and Edward Esene, Senior Consultant, Kinetic Associates. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for sticking around.
Thank you,
well, first of all, I have to apologize. Perhaps I mispronounced your name. I could see you just shaking your head. Well, I'll start off with you, Mr. Bayon. Right. Edward talked about financial inclusion, and I know that the central bank has been doing quite a lot to make sure that such individuals, in the informal sector, come into the financial system. And here we talk about solving the problem of unemployment. Those people are also involved in all of this. And of course, those of you in the banking sector also have a role to play. Now, how have you fared in terms of trying to get these people to, get into the financial system?
Okay, what we have done is we started our agency banking, and we have one at Bagada, and there are others that are coming up. Agency banking is we look for like a corner shop.
Yeah, I know the central bank
exactly.
Approved such.
You go to a corner shop, you set up, get an agent that will sell our products and services to the informal, very, very informal sector. For example, the one in Bagada is the plank market. These guys can hardly finish a sentence in English, but when they see you guys come around, you're a bank, and they can put their 2,000, their 1,000. Gradually, we begin to bring them into the fold, and with time, they all have mobile phones. With time, they begin to appreciate not just walking to the banking or to pay money into the bank or take money, but also to use their phone, their simple Nokia. Text, press this to text this. So we've started doing that already, and it's growing by the day. But I can tell you that we need the support of not only the central bank, even the other sectors to fully implement this program. Because the banks cannot do it alone.
Sectors such as?
Yeah, I'm talking about the telecom sector. Okay. Telecom sector, for example, because you need those kind of services. If the system is down, if the network is down, those things will not work. So we need their support. If they have to give us some kind of standalone equipment service to ensure, because when an informal person goes to the agency bank, the corner shop to transact a business, they already have a mindset that they don't like ATM. They don't even understand what ATM is. So once they get there and there's a problem,
or even use the POS.
Once there's a problem, they say, they have come again. Do you understand? So those things the infrastructure need to work before this agency banking financial inclusion can really hit the base. Those things need to work. So we need the support, and there are a lot of conversations going on in the background to ensure this is more efficient.
Edward, you have something to add to that?
Yeah, I think financial inclusion is a work in progress, and we're hopeful. If you look at the mobile alternative, mobile banking, given the fact that the last time I checked INSS's site, I don't know when was that again, we have over 80 million subscribers. That is huge. And if you look at that 80 million Nigerians that have access to a mobile phone, and and the amount of people that have a functional bank account, there's the gap. So the bankers has to come to the party, the telecoms has to come to the party. So obviously discussions are going on, and this is a work in progress.
All right. Now, one would say that perhaps the easiest way to increase your revenue is to increase your rates, or rather prices. Okay. But then what happens to, good customer base? How do you begin to build up your customer? I was talking to someone, and the person told me that, he would rather build his customers, have a good customer base before thinking of increasing prices. Do you agree with that?
Okay. You see, there are different strategies when you are in. It depends on the kind of business you are doing. If you're in a retail business, you want to build the customer base because there is the volume. Though the margins can be very small, but it's the volume. So it depends on the kind of business you are doing. If you're in the business of the high-end products, premium service, then you can increase the price because people, Nigerians, we're going to buy the expensive stuff. But if you're in the business of the retail, you want to target the mass market because that's where like I said, I go to Idumota, I go to Marina, so I sell the shower cap.
Yeah, all you seek is returns for the investment.
Yeah, so what I want is the volume, which is stable and is sustainable. So I don't want to sell a product for 100 naira and I'm only targeting 100 people. No, what if 50 of the 100 switch? They could also switch to other products. So I need the base, I need the customer base, and the same thing applies in banking. The more customers I have, the more revenue I will make, because it's about the numbers.
All right. So what's your assessment of advertisement, as a strategy for generating revenue? Because I know that a lot of businesses come up and they start off with advertisement.
Advertising is good. Obviously, like they say, without advertising for a small business, it's like you winking to a pretty lady in the dark. So advertising is good. It helps you take your product or give it connect your product to your prospect or your customers. So advertising is really, really good. But the whole cruise about generating revenue is first of all you reinventing. Sometimes I ask myself, how does a company live to 100 years, 200 years, 50 years, and they are still in that act of making money and still doing more. They are never satisfied. If you look at everything, it boils down to they reinvent themselves. Very, very important in the act of making money. It also boils down to the fact that they also divest. Most business people don't know how or when to answer their business. There's nothing bad if you're running a fish-based or an agricultural-based business and you have money somewhere else, maybe in the stock exchange or even in a fixed deposit. So our entrepreneurs have to be taught that you can divest. You can pile up funds in a separate account and just have the money do some other things somewhere for you. That is also part of the revenue generation strategy. Expand products, expand markets, and look for how to pay all of this.
Yeah, Bayo,
practically, my brother is more of a trainer, but practically, because I face these guys on a daily basis, a guy comes to my office and says he needs a 2 million loan, real life situation. And I say, why do you need 2 million? He wants to expand his businesses into snailry, sell snails from Ikorodu, brings to Lagos. And I'm like, okay, tell me about your business. And he says, I go to Ikorodu, I get the snails, and I deliver raw snails, and I'm tired, the stress is too much, but I need to expand. And I tell him, how many people know you sell snails? He said, well, he's just trying to go up and down. What's your nickname? His nickname is Lakonzo. And I'm saying, your nickname is wrong. Your nickname should be Igbi, in quote. Yeah, it's true. You have to live what you're doing. You should wear a T-shirt, black T-shirt with a picture of snail in front, on the back, on your face cap.
That way people know you.
That's the advertisement.
Yeah.
See, you are selling yourself that I'm passionate about what I'm doing. Yeah. When I see you with your face cap, your T-shirt, and I see snail all over you, I'm interested. Let me even see the snail. Then you go to the snail, the business, diversification. Don't just bring raw snails. I'm in the office, I'm not going to eat raw snail. So roast it, fry it, put it with plantain, put it with chips, put it with, a lot of things, and just make it, make it nice. As I'm talking today, I didn't give him any, or the bank didn't give him any loan, and he's doing the same 2 million turnover in 3 months.
That reminds me of one of my guests that come in here, whose name is African Farmer. He's a farmer, but he's so passionate about it that he had to change his name to African Farmer. Well, just a quick one. Now, for businesses that are just starting, what revenue strategy, can be adopted by the owner? Is there any specific revenue strategy that can be adopted for someone starting up a new business?
Quality. Quality. You see, what you are selling is you are selling a service. You know, in this part of the world, we concentrate so much on the product, not on the service. Somebody could come here and sell you a TV. I saw a film and somebody was saying, how do you sell a pen? How do you sell a pen? You say, sir, I have this pen, it's beautiful, it's gold color, it's this and that. You are selling the pen. But somebody else says, sir, can you please sign this paper for me? And I'm like, oh, so you don't have a pen, take this. So it has to be service. How do you sell your product? Everybody is selling the same thing. There are 24 banks in the country. There are 4 telecom providers. Everybody's doing the same thing. So how do you sell?
The same thing.
How? How? You have to differentiate. Competitive sustainable advantage. It has to be different.
Right.
How do you sell?
If you ask me, I would just say, how does a small business, generate revenue, build quality relationships, and deliver promptly? If small businesses can compete on speed, because in cash flow or in income generation, if you are delaying a job, if you are not delivering on time, you are delaying your money. So build quality relationship, deliver promptly.
Right, thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been an interesting conversation.
Thank you.
Well, I'm sure we'll continue to talk about it because it's very, very important. A lot of people don't seem to understand some of these things we're talking about here. Well, we've been looking at revenue generating strategy for SMEs, and I've been speaking with Bayo Ogunisi, the group head, SME Heritage Bank, and Edward Esene, senior consultant, Kinetic Associates. And that's it on today's edition of the program, and of course for the week. Thank you very much for watching. We hope to see you again, same time next week. Do have a beautiful weekend.